I have question.
Mhm.
And how long will this project last?
Well, it depends. It's a very good question. Because we are in a school, right? So semester is a good unit, right? So maybe we believe that we can finish up a kind of project within a semester, but we are not talking about students project here, right? It's a real one. We are going to develop it into a real project step by step. So sometimes to build up a startup team, so we need to kind of establish an entity, real entity with the real project, right? So at minimum, it takes 2 years at minimum. And I don't want it to be like more than 3 years. It's too long. So 2 or 3 years, that's the time. So during the period, members learn and they build up together and they kind of develop all the different things until they have entrance into the real thing, right? So we need to have a lot of different intermediate things in the period, right? For example, it's very hard to have students as a core members of the team. So we normally, because most of the members in EIG they are more mature in their 30s. So we kind of try to educate student members, I mean undergraduate students, and then wait until they graduate. And it's very hard they get into the project as a full-time because we need money, right? So the more common way is they have a job and it's a side project. So, they don't get into a full-time status until we have enough fund. You know what I mean, right? So it's kind of tentative until we have enough fund from the investor. So anyway, from the first idea until the forming of the project, not project team, startup team, and make it as a real entity, 2 years is a minimum period. And for us, it's very important. We don't start the real things until we have a very solid team with strong bond. It takes more time than other things. Idea and development is very quick, but building up a team, it takes time, right? But in the period, we may have several different projects. So try to make a prototype and do any intermediate thing can be quick and it can be done within a semester. Right, so it's very complicated to explain our procedure, the EIG way, but you will learn the things maybe within 6 months or a semester or two, you will learn the way. But anyway, we have our own way to do it. And anyway, it's not like we have a plan and we have some money so that we collect some employees and people to work together. We don't do that. We start with people first. So build a team and then we start other things. Well, do you have anything to add about our own way?
Yeah. EIG, how we do things. It's a little chaotic. Professor So always likes to say, thrive in the chaos. I've seen it in my this work this semester. It gets hairy sometimes. It gets troublesome a little bit of times, and you feel like you're kind of lost a little bit with everything that's happening and with all the ideas that are floating around. But I've found that once you kind of sit down and get a good team and kind of start actually working on the immediate stuff you can work on, everything starts falling together. And then by the end of it, you feel so secure and solid with your work that you've done on the project. So that's just what I've noticed this past semester.
So if you want to have everything to be organized all the time, you are not a right person for this group. You need to love chaos in the initial stage, right? We want the organization, right? Organization at the last stage. So we will work on all the decoration, all the, aesthetic things, right? At last, in the last stage. But until then, we enjoy chaos. We have a lot of crazy things and a lot of unorganized things going on. That's entrepreneurship, I believe.